meditation on the Bhagavad Gita. पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवत् गीते भवाद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। प्रपन्ना पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतातुहे नमः। सर्वायुपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गन्धारनीलोत्पला शैलाग्राहवते कृपेण बहुनी कर्णेना विलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरननदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्। लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पिपीयमानामुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमला प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकां करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर् गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिता तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। O Bhagavad Gita, it was through thy help that Narayana, the Lord himself, brought enlightenment to Arjuna. Afterwards, Vyasa, a sage of ancient times, incorporated thee in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, through thy 18 chapters, thou showerest the immortal nectar of the wisdom of non-duality and destroyest man's rebirth in this mortal world. O Mother, I meditate on thee. I salute you, O Vyasa, the possessor of great wisdom. Your beautiful eyes are large as the petals of a full-blown lotus. You have lighted the lamp of knowledge, filling it with the oil of the Mahabharata. I salute thee, O Krishna. Thou art the wish-fulfilling tree for those who take refuge at thy feet. Thy one hand holds a staff for driving cows, and the other is raised, the thumb touching the tip of the forefinger, as imparting the divine knowledge. Thou art the milker of the ambrosia of the Gita. The Upanishads are as a herd of cows. Krishna, the son of a cowherd, is their milker. Arjuna is the calf, the supreme ambrosia of the Gita, the milk, and the wise man, the drinker. I salute thee, O divine Krishna, teacher of the universe. Thou art the son of Vasudeva, the giver of supreme delight to Mother Devaki, and the destroyer of the demons Kamsa and Chanura. With the help of Krishna, the 5 sons of Pandu emerged victorious from the battle of Kurukshetra. He acted as the ferryman on the terrifying river of the battlefield, of which Bhishma and Drona formed the high banks, Jayadratha the water, the king of Gandhara the blue lotus, Salya the shark, Kripa the current, Karna the breakers, Ashwathama and Vikarna the alligators, and Duryodhana the whirlpool. May the impeccable lotus of the Mahabharata, which grows in the water of Vyasa's words and destroys the sin of the Kali Yuga, Iron Age, of which the Gita forms the irresistible fragrance, and many noble tales of heroes, the stamens, which is enlightened by discourse on the Lord Hari, and on which light, seeking its nectar, a swarm of black bees, the joyous men of piety. May that Mahabharata bestow on us the highest good. I salute Krishna, the embodiment of supreme bliss, through whose grace the mute become eloquent and the lame scale mountains. I salute the Shining One, whose praise is sung in diverse hymns by Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, and the Maruts, whose glories are proclaimed by the birds in the verses and chapters of the Vedas, whom the yogis see when their minds are absorbed in contemplation, and whose limit is not known by the hosts of gods or demons. Selections from the Bhagavad Gita. Immortality of the soul. Sri Krishna discovered the deep-seated delusion and grief of Arjuna cannot be removed without the knowledge of reality. He immediately starts his discourse on the immortality of the soul. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashuchan Annashocastvam Prajñabhadangsya bhashase Gatasu nagatasungsya Nanushocanti panjitaha Natvevaham jatu nasam Natvam neme janadhipaha Nacheva na bhavishyamaha Sarve vayamatah param Dehinasmin yatha dehe Kumaram yauvanam jara Tatha dehantara praptir Dhirastatra namohyati Matra sparshaastu kaunteya Shitoshna sukha dukkadaha Agama payina nityan Bhangstitikshasva bharata Yam hina vyathayante te Purusham purusharashabha Samadukha sukham thiram Somritatvaya kalpate Nasato vidyate bhavo Na bhavo vidyate sataham Ubhayorapi drishto antah Vanayastvattadarshibhihi Avinashi tu tad vidhi Yena sarvamidam tatam Vinasham abhyayasyasya Nakasyet kartumarhati Antabanta ime deha Nityasyokta sharirinaha Anashino aprameyasya Tasmad yuddhasva bharata Yainam vyatihantaram Yaschainam mainate hatam Uvautau na vijanito Nayang hanti na hannate Na jayate mriyate va kadachit Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaham Ajo nitya shashvato vayam purano Nahannati hannamane sharire Veda vinashinam nitam Yainam ajamabhyayam Katam sa purusha partha Kam ghatayati hantikam Masamsi yirnani yatha vihaya Navani grinhati naro parani Tatha sharirani vihaya jirna Ninyani sanyati navani dehi Nainam chindanti shastrani Nainam dahati pavakaha Na chainam kledayantyapo Na shoshayati marutaha अच्छिद्दोऽयम् अदाह्योऽयम् अक्लीद्दोऽशोष एव च नित्यः सर्वगतः स्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयम् अचिन्त्योऽयम् अविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं ननु शोचितुमर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतम् तथापि त्वां महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि ज्ञातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च तस्मात् अपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तानिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्यहम् आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्यैनं भिदन् चैव कश्चित् देहि नित्यमबद्धोऽयं देहि सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. The Lord said, "You have been mourning for those who should not be mourned for. Yet you speak words of wisdom. Neither for the living nor for the dead do the wise grieve. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor these kings of men. Never will there be a time hereafter when all of us shall cease to be. Even as the embodied self passes in this body through these stages of childhood, youth, and old age, so does it pass into another body. Calm souls are not bewildered by this. Notions of heat and cold, of pain and pleasure arise, O son of Kunti, only from contact of the senses with their objects. They come and go. They are impermanent. Endure them, O Bharata. That calm man who remains unchanged in pain and pleasure, whom these cannot disturb, alone is able, O greatest of men, to attain immortality. The unreal never is. The real never ceases to be. The conclusion about these two is truly perceived by the seers of truth. That by which all this is pervaded, know to be imperishable. None can cause the destruction of that which is immutable. Only the bodies of which this eternal, imperishable, incomprehensible self is the indweller are said to have an end. Fight, therefore, O Bharata. He who looks on the self as the slayer, and he who looks on the self as the slain, neither of these apprehends aright. The self slays not, nor is slain. It is never born, nor does it ever die, nor, having once been, does it again cease to be. Unborn, eternal, permanent, and primeval, it is not slain when the body is slain. He who knows the self to be indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable, how can that man, O son of Pritha, slay or cause another to slay? Even as a person casts off worn-out clothes and puts on others that are new, so the embodied self casts off worn-out bodies and enters into others that are new. Weapons cut it not, fire burns it not, water wets it not, the wind does not wither it. This self cannot be cut, nor burnt, nor wetted, nor withered. Eternal, all-pervading, unchanging, immovable, the self is the same forever. This self is said to be unmanifest, incomprehensible, and unchangeable. Therefore, knowing it to be so, you should not grieve. But if you think the self repeatedly comes into being and dies, even then, O Mighty One, you should not grieve for it. For to that which is born, death is certain, and to that which is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, you should not grieve over the unavoidable. All beings are unmanifest in their beginning, O Bharata, manifest in their middle state, and unmanifest again in their end. Why then lament for them? Some look on the self as a wonder, some speak of it as a wonder, some hear of it as a wonder. Still others, though hearing, do not understand it at all. The self, which dwells in all bodies, can never be slain, O Bharata. Wherefore, you should not mourn for any creature. The signs of an illumined soul. Arjuna yuvacham sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadestasya keshava sthitadeh kim pravasheta kimasita prajita kim. Shri Bhagavan uvacham Pranyahati yada kamaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyev atmana tushtaha sthita prajnastadochate dukkhishu anudvigna manaha sukhishu vigata spriha vitaraga bhaya krodhaha Sthitadhirmo niruchate Yah sarvatranabhisnehas Tattat pratyā shubha shubham Nabhinandati nadveshti Tasya prajñā pratisthita Yada sangharate chayam Kurmuangani vasarvashaha Indriyani indriyarthebhyas Tasya prajñā pratisthita Vishaya vinivartante Niraharasya dehinaha Rasavaryam rasopyasya Param drishtva nivartate Yatato hi api kaunteya Purusasya vipashitaha Indriyani pramathini Haranti prasabhang manaha Tani sarvani sanyamya Yukta asetamatparaha Vashehi yasyendriyani Tasya prajñā pratisthita Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha Sangaspeshu pajayate Sangat sanjayate kamaha कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधाद् भवति संमोहः संमोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागद्वेषावियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरोऽस्योपजायते प्रसन्नाचेतसो हि आशो बुद्धिः पर्यावतिष्ठते नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न च युक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिरशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम् इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनोनुविधीयते तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नावम् इवाम्भसे तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यस्तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः अपूर्यमानम् अचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यादवा तद्मात् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमप्नोति न कामकामी विहाय कामान् यः सर्वान् पुमंस्यरति निःस्पृहा निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति ईशा ब्रह्मे स्थितिः पार्थ नैनं प्राप्य विमुह्यते स्थित्वा सामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति Arjuna said, "What, O Keshava, is the description of the man of steady wisdom merged in Samadhi? How does the man of steady wisdom speak? How sit? How move?" The Lord said, "O Partha, when a man completely casts off all the desires of the mind, his self finding satisfaction in itself alone, then he is called a man of steady wisdom. He who is not perturbed by adversity, who does not long for happiness, who is free from attachment, fear and wrath, is called a Muni of steady wisdom. He who is not attached to anything, who neither rejoices nor is vexed when he obtains good or evil, his wisdom is firmly fixed. When he completely withdraws the senses from the objects, as a tortoise draws in its limbs, then his wisdom is firmly fixed. The objects of the senses fall away from a man practicing abstinence, but not the taste for them. But even the taste falls away when the supreme is sin. The turbulent senses, O son of Kunti, violently carry off the mind even of a wise man striving for perfection. The yogi restrains them all and remains intent on me. His wisdom is steady, whose senses are under control. When a man dwells on objects, he feels an attachment for them. Attachment gives rise to desire, and desire breeds anger. From anger comes delusion. From delusion, the failure of memory. From the failure of memory, the ruin of discrimination, and from the ruin of discrimination, the man perishes. The man of self-control, moving among objects with his senses unrestrained and free from attachment and hate, attains serenity of mind. In that serenity, there is an end of all sorrow, for the intelligence of the man of serene mind soon becomes steady. The man whose mind is not under his control has no self-knowledge and no contemplation either. Without contemplation, he can have no peace, and without peace, how can he have happiness? For even one of the roving senses, if the mind yields to it, carries away discrimination as a gale carries away a ship on the waters. Therefore, O mighty Arjuna, his wisdom is steady, whose senses are completely restrained from their objects. In that which is night to all beings, the man of self-control is awake. And where all beings are awake, there is night for the Muni who sees. Not the desirer of desires attains peace, but he into whom all desires enter, as the waters enter into the ocean, which is full to the brim and grounded in stillness. That man who lives completely free from desires, without longing, devoid of the sense of I and mine, attains peace. This is the Brahmic state, the state of Brahman. O son of Pritha, attaining it, one is no longer deluded. Being established therein, even in the hour of death, one attains final liberation in Brahman. The way of meditation. Shri Bhagavan Uvacham Uddhare Tatmanayatmanam Natmanam Abasadaye Atmaiva hi Atmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha Bandhuratmatmanastasya Yenatmaivatmana jitaha Anatmanastu shatrutve Vartitatmaiva shatruva Jitatmana prashantasya Paramatma samahitaha Shitoshno sukhadukkheshu Tatha manapamanayoho Jnana vijnana triptatma Utastho vijitendriyaham Yuknayattvachate yogi Samaloshtasmakanchanaha Surinmitrayudasina Madhyasthadveshabandhushu Sadhushvapi cha papeshu Samabuddhirvishishate Yogi junjita satatam Atmanam rahasi sthitaha Ekaki yata chetatma Nirashira parigraha Shuchau deshe pratishthatya Sthiramasanamaatmanaha Natuchritam nati nicham Chaila jina kushotaram Tatraikagram manah kritva Yata chittendriya kriyaha उपाविश्यासने युञ्जात् योगमात्मा विशुद्धये समङ्काय शिरोग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन् प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभिर्ब्रह्मचारी व्रते स्थितः मनः संयम्यमाचेतो युक्त आसीत् मत्परः युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी नियतमानसः शान्तिं निर्वाणपरमां मत्संस्थामधिगच्छति नात्यश्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तम् अनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यो युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा यथा दीपो निवातस्थो लिङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः. The Lord said, "Let a man be lifted up by his own self. Let him not lower himself, for he himself is his friend, and he himself is his enemy. To him who has conquered himself by himself, his own self is a friend. But to him who has not conquered himself, his own self is hostile, like an external enemy. He who has conquered himself and is serene in mind is constantly absorbed in the Supreme Self, alike in heat and cold, pleasure and pain, and honor and dishonor. He is said to be a steadfast yogi whose heart, through knowledge and realization, is filled with satisfaction, who, having conquered his senses, never vacillates, and to whom a clod, a stone, and gold are the same. He who has equal regard for well-wishers, friends, and foes, for those who are related or indifferent to him, for the impartial and the malicious, and even for the righteous and the sinful, he stands supreme. A yogi should always try to concentrate his mind, retiring into solitude and living alone, having subdued his mind and body and got rid of his desires and possessions. In a clean spot, having fixed his seat, a firm seat, neither too high nor too low, and having spread over it kusha grass, and then a deer skin, and then a cloth. And sitting there, he should practice yoga for the purification of the self, restraining the activities of his mind and senses, and bringing his thoughts to a point. He should sit firm, holding his body, neck, and head erect and still, and gaze steadily at the tip of his nose without looking around. Completely serene and fearless, steadfast in the vow of a brahmachari, disciplined in mind, and ever thinking on me, he should sit in yoga, regarding me as his supreme goal. Keeping himself ever steadfast in this manner, the yogi of subdued mind attains the peace abiding in me, the peace that culminates in nirvana. Yoga is not for him who eats too much, nor for him who eats too little. It is not for him, O Arjuna, who sleeps too much, nor for him who sleeps too little. For him who is temperate in his food and recreation, temperate in his exertion at work, temperate in sleep and waking, yoga puts an end to all sorrows. When the will-controlled mind rests in the self alone, free from longing for objects, then is one said to have attained yoga. As a lamp in a windless place does not flicker, that is the figure used for the disciplined mind of a yogi, practicing concentration on the self. The goal of yoga. Yatro paramate chitam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pasyanatmani tushate sukhamattantikam yatat buddhigrahyam atindriyam Vitti yatra na chaivayam sthitaschalati tatpataha yang labdhva cha param labham manyate nadhikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichallate tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sangitam sa nishchayena yoktavyo yogo anirvinna cetasa sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvana sheshataha मनसैवेन्द्रियाग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः शनैः शनैः उपरमेत् बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत् यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चञ्चलमस्थिरम् ततोस्ततो नियम्यैतात् आत्मन्येवावशं नयेत् प्रशान्तमनसं हि येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैते शान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतम् अकल्मषम् जुन्यन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः सुखीना ब्रह्मसंस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमाश्नुते सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः यूमं पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजति कत्वमास्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स स योगी मयि वर्तते। आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन। सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः। That in which the mind, restrained by the practice of concentration, rests quiescent, that in which, seeing the self through the self, one rejoices in one's own self, that in which one knows the boundless joy beyond the reach of the senses and grasped only by the understanding, that in which, being established, one never departs from reality, that on gaining which one thinks there is no greater gain, and wherein established one is not moved even by the heaviest of sorrows, let that be known as yoga, which is severance from the contact of pain. It is to be practiced with perseverance and with an undaunted mind. Renouncing entirely all the desires born of the will, drawing back by strength of mind the senses from every direction, let a man little by little attain tranquility with the help of the buddhi, armed with fortitude. Once the mind is established in the self, he should think of nothing else. Let him withdraw the fickle and unquiet mind from whatever causes it to wander away and restore it to the control of the self alone. Supreme bliss comes to the yogi whose mind is completely tranquil and whose passions are quieted, who is free from stain and who has become one with Brahman. Thus, making his self ever steadfast, the yogi, freed from sins, easily enjoys the touch of Brahman, which is exceeding bliss. With the heart concentrated by yoga, viewing all things with equal regard, he beholds himself in all beings and all beings in himself. He who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, to him I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. He who, having been established in oneness, worships me dwelling in all beings, that yogi, in whatever way he leads his life, lives in me. Him I hold to be the supreme yogi, O Arjuna, who looks on the pleasure and pain of all beings as he looks on them in himself. How to transcend the gunas of Maya. Shri Bhagavan Uvacham Sattvam Rajastama iti Gunah Prakriti Sambhavaha Nivadnante Mahabaho Tehe Dehi Namabhayam Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayate Rajah Karmani Bharata Jnanamavrittatu Tamaha Pramade Sanjayatuta Svatvat Sanjayate Jnanam Rajaso Lobhaivacha Pramadamoho Tamaso Bhavatu Ajnanamevacha Gunanetanutit-tatrin Dehi deha samudbhavan Janma mrityu jara dukkhaye Vimukto amritamashnute Arjuna yuvacham कैर्लिङ्गय स्त्रीन् गुणानेतान् उतितो भवति प्रभो किमाचारः कथं चैतान् त्रीन् गुणान् अतिवर्तते। श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च मोहमेव च पाण्डव नाद्वेष्टे सम्प्रवृत्तानि न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षते। उदासीनवदासीनो गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते गुणा वर्तन्ते इत्येवं यो अवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते। समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरास् तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः मानापमानयोस्तुल्यस् तुल्यो मृत्रारिपाक्षयोः सर्वारम्भा परित्यागी गुणातीतः स योच्यते। माञ्चयो अव्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्वैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते। The gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, which are born of Prakriti, bind fast in the body the immortal, embodied soul, O mighty Arjuna. Sattva binds one to happiness and rajas to action, O Bharata, whereas tamas veils knowledge and binds one to inadvertence. From sattva springs knowledge, and from rajas greed. From tamas spring inadvertence, delusion, and ignorance. When the embodied soul has risen above the three gunas, of which its body is made, it gains deliverance from birth, death, old age, and pain, and becomes immortal. Arjuna said, "What are the marks, O Lord, of the man who has risen above the three gunas? What is his conduct, and how does he rise above the gunas?" The Lord said, "He who hates not light, activity, and delusion when they are present, nor longs for them, O Pandava, when they are absent. He who, sitting like one unconcerned, is unmoved by the gunas, who remains firm and never wavers, knowing that the gunas alone are active. He who dwells in the self and regards alike pleasure and pain, who looks on a clod, a stone, and a piece of gold as of equal worth, who remains the same amidst agreeable and disagreeable things, who is a man of wisdom, and who sees no difference between praise and blame. He who is the same in honor and dishonor, the same to friend and foe, and who has renounced all undertakings, such a man is said to have risen above the gunas. And he who worships me with the yoga of undeviating love rises above the gunas and becomes fit to be one with Brahman." Who is the favorite of God? Shri Bhagavanuvacha Advesta Sarvabhutanam Maitrah Karunaivacham Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Samadukha Sukha Kshami Santushtaha Satatam Yogi Yatatma Dihra Nishayaha Mayarpitamano Buddhe Yumadbhaktaha Same Priyaham Yasman Udvijate Luku Lukan Udvijate Jayaha Harshamar Shavayodvegayer Muktoya Sachame Priyaham Anapeksha Shuchir Daksha Udasino Gata Vyathaha Sarvarambha Parityagi Yumadbhaktaha Same Priyam Yunarishyati Nadvishti Nashochati Nakamshati Shubha Shubha Parityagi Bhaktiman Yah Same Priyaha Samah Shatrau Cha Metri Cha Tatha Manapamanayoho Shitushna Sukha Dukkeshu Samah Sangha Vivarjitaha Tulla Nindastuter Mauni Santushto Yena Kinachi Aniketaha Sthiramati Bhaktiman Me Priyo Naraham Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yumi Bhakta Prajachati Tadaham Bhaktu Paritam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha Opichet Suduracharo Bhajati Mamananyabha Sadhureva Samantabhya Sannagnavasito Hisaha Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma Shvashvatshantim Nigachati Kunteya Pratijanihi Nami Bhakta Pranashati Manmana Bhavamad Bhakta Matiyajimam Namaskuru Mami Vaishyasi Satyam Te Pratijane Priyosi Me Sarvadharman Purityajya Mamikam Sharanam Braja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mukshuyishyami Ma Shuchaha. The Lord said, He who never hates any being and is friendly and compassionate to all, who is free from the feelings of I and mine, and even-minded in pain and pleasure, who is forbearing, ever content, and steady in contemplation, who is self-controlled and possessed of firm conviction. Dear to me is the one who is thus devoted to me. He by whom the world is not afflicted, and whom the world cannot afflict. He who is free from joy and anger, fear and anxiety, he is dear to me. He who is free from dependence, who is pure and prompt, unconcerned and untroubled, and who has renounced all undertakings, dear to me is the man who is thus devoted to me. He who rejoices not and hates not, who grieves not and desires not, who has renounced both good and evil, and is full of devotion, he is dear to me. He who is alike to foe and friend, unaltered in honor and dishonor, who is the same in cold and heat, in pleasure and pain, who is free from attachment, who is unchanged by praise and blame, who is silent, content with whatever he has, homeless, firm of mind, and full of devotion, that man is dear to me. Whosoever offers me with devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, that I accept, the pious offering of the pure in heart. Even the most sinful man, if he worships me with unswerving devotion, must be regarded as righteous, for he has formed the right resolution. He soon becomes righteous and attains eternal peace. Proclaim it boldly, O Arjuna, that my devotee never perishes. Fix your heart on me, give your love to me, worship me, bow down before me, so shall you come to me. This is my pledge to you, for you are dear to me. Abandon all dharmas, duties, and come to me alone for shelter. I will deliver you from all sins. Do not grieve.